One of the great challenges today is that we often feel untouched by the problems of others and by global issues like climate change, even when we could easily do something to help. Now, giving people access to data most often leaves them feeling overwhelmed and disconnected, and this is where art can make a difference. Art does not show people what to do, yet engaging with a good work of art can connect you to your senses, body, and mind. Keeping this in mind, activists have time and again Now, this incident took place on Friday when two activists of Just Stop Oil campaign poured 2 cans of tomato soup over the famous painting. Wearing the T-shirts bearing the name of the group, the two activists, after pouring the soup onto the painting, glued themselves to a wall.
What is worth more, art or life? Is it worth more than food? Worth more than justice? Are you more concerned about the protection of a painting or the protection of our planet and people? The cost of living crisis is part of the cost of oil crisis. Fuel is unaffordable to millions of cold, hungry families. They can't even afford to heat a tin of soup.
On the other hand, the gallery said that the incident had caused minor damage to the frame, but the painting was unharmed as it was protected by glass. Meanwhile, the police have said that the two women have been arrested for criminal damage to the frame of Van Gogh's Sunflowers painting. The protest is the latest by the group's activists, and this comes after days in which they blocked roads around Parliament and government departments in a bid to halt an all-new oil and gas project of the UK government. While this is not the only incident where the group has targeted famous artwork, in June, two activists glued themselves to the frame of a Vincent Van Gogh's Peach Trees in Blossom painting at the Courtauld Gallery in London. While in July, members of the group glued their hands to a frame holding a copy of Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper at London's Royal Academy of Art, and to the frame of a JMW Turner painting at Manchester Art Gallery. Moreover, these are not the only incidents where climate activist groups have targeted famous artworks. Earlier this week, the two Extinction Rebellion activists glued their hands to a Pablo Picasso painting in Melbourne, Australia. The activists wanted to convey the connection between the consequences of climate change and human suffering. They stood with their hands stuck to the protective covering on Picasso's Massacre in Korea, with a banner reading "Climate Chaos equals war plus famine" on the floor in front of them at the National Gallery of Victoria. Now, for more on this, we are being joined by Naomi Morris, a climate activist and ambassador of the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs. Thank you for being with us. Now, why are activists targeting these famous artworks?
First of all, thank you for hosting me. And I would like actually to clear the air, or I would like to correct the word that I saw a lot of complaint on social media when people were saying this wasn't the right act. But for me, I'm so happy to my fellow activists that at least after that act, they are now being given attention. One, people are pretending they are not looking at the women who are sharing their message. They are looking at the backside. This painting wasn't damaged. They just painted it and it can be cleaned. But look at the message what these two young ladies are sharing. And for so long, climate activists have been demanding for climate justices. Media has ignored us. The people have ignored us. The policymakers have ignored us. But we are talking about the skyrocketing prices of gas in Europe. We are talking about the global warming. We are talking about the rising temperature. We are talking about the floods that killed over 1,500 people in Pakistan. So this is all linked to fossil fuels, and the mission wasn't to target the art. No, the mission was to target those things that they are giving attention, and those are the art. So I support it because that's the only way we can be heard.
Right. And could such protests be dismissed as publicity stunts, and then wouldn't the message be diluted?
I don't think so, because even if they banned it, it doesn't mean they have solved these people's demand. The demand will remain, and they will continue to attack more. What their message, what their demand is they don't want any new oil and gas exploration in North Sea. And they are saying, stop the licensing. So it's all about you listening to them not to ban the protest, because new oil and gas means the sentence to all of us. Today, it is leading to the crop failure, it's leading to food shortage, and also human civilization is at stake. So blindingly worshiping art, which even doesn't belong to you, because that art was stolen in Africa. Britain, we all know, looted African art. And today, if you frontline it on top instead of people's lives, activists are going to challenge you, because the climate crisis, the political crisis, the social crisis, the injustices, and also the humanity is at stake. Like, the future of humanity is at stake. And for you, you are talking about art that doesn't belong to you. So even if you ban, it will not make sense, because they will continue.
Right, Naomi, thank you for being with us on this broadcast.
Thank you.
WION, now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.